Yo, what's up guys, it's Rosebeth and welcome to my channel. I hope you're fine, I hope you're great, and I hope this video finds you well. How was your Easter? Did you have a great time? Did you have great weather? What did you do? For me, it was really great. It was a great long weekend. The weather was amazing. We could go out to the forest for a walk. We went for the Ayasuche. We were doing the iron mine. Yeah, it was a great day. It was a great weekend. Yes. You know what? Today I come to you with some good news from my side. My long awaited English children's book is finally on Amazon for sale. This is really amazing. I've been working on this project for quite a while now. My first book, which was a German children's book, was out in February, and I was busy working on my English book. It would have been quite easy if I just translated my German children's book into English, but I did not want to do that. And I want to make this video just to share with you the reasons why. And if you want to find out more, please stay tuned. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. My children's book is finally out. Oh my God, you have no idea what kind of joy that brings to my heart, because it's a project that I've worked so hard on. I've put so much of my soul, so much of my time, so much of my investment into, because it's something that I wanted for it to really turn out great. My storybook's title reads Naila Loves Sundays. It is a short A5 children's book. It is composed of 3 stories, and they are based in a Black family. So why I decided to write this specific book? This is why. First of all, I love writing. I've always done. Yeah, that's why I find my greatest fulfillment, my greatest happiness. That's why I just feel comfortable writing, telling stories. That's me. Okay, apart from that, I wrote specifically this story to fulfill 3 major things. First of all, is for a greater representation of Black families. What do I mean? To start this book, I quote Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, who is like my favorite African novelist, and she said during her TED talk about the danger of a single story, she says, I quote, wait, I have it here. She says, "The single story creates stereotypes, and the problem with stereotypes is not that they are untrue, but that they are incomplete. They make one story become the only story." I cannot agree more to Chimamanda on this case, because I know the narrative surrounding Black families. The only story that people know surrounding Black families involves poverty, drug abuse, alcoholism, child abuse, physical, emotional abuse for the partners. It involves adultery. I don't know, it's just such a negative narrative around the Black family. It's just unbelievable. And when I look at the stories and the literature and anything available for the people to see, or something that portrays a black family, the only things you find are negative, negative, negative stories. Then we cannot be surprised that that's the stereotype that we carry as black people, because that's the only story known. Okay, so my aim of writing this book was just to let people know there is another story to the black family, that there is another perspective of looking at a black family. It's not, the stories you see, the stories you hear, that's not the only story, because there is a danger of a single story. It just makes it incomplete. You just see it from the one perspective, but you don't see the whole story. So my aim was to represent the black community, to represent the black family, to represent black beauty, to represent, because believe me you, representation matters. You have no idea how many children sit in front of their televisions, watching TV, searching for a face they can identify themselves with. You have no idea how many children read books searching for a character they can identify themselves with, because representation matters. Only when I see something that looks like me, that's when I can identify myself with that. And if I see something like me being portrayed as nice, as beautiful, as admirable, I see something like a mirror telling me, wow, you are beautiful, you are admirable, you can achieve this, you also can do this. That's why it was so amazing for so many black people when the movie Wakanda came out. You have no idea what kind of feeling that movie put in black people's souls. A kind of pride, a kind of, yes, those are black people achieving things. That's a black community being portrayed as rich, as admirable. It's just something nice to have something representing you, which is not evil, which is not bad. It's just nice. And with this story, I really wanted to capture an admirable black family, which whoever reads it will end up saying, wow, I would also like to live in this family. Because black families are great. The stories you see on TVs and hear on radios and read on criminal books, that's not the story about the black families. No, there is just another perspective to the story. So yeah, that was my first aim, representation. My second aim was to reach children, because I know children, they are the seed that we seed today, because tomorrow those will be our leaders, those will be the grown-ups. This is where we are heading to. These are the people we will be looking up to tomorrow. I wanted to target children because I know that's where I can achieve the most. And what I wanted to achieve in children was, first of all, not to help them just to read, because this is what this book is actually meant to help you read, because the letters are big, they have, it's a very simply written book, so even children under 10 years will be able to read this book very well. So it's not just about them learning how to read, learning how to listen, because when a grown-up is reading for you the book, you sit and listen. So you learn to read, you learn to listen, and they're also very big colorful pictures inside, so you get to be captured by the story and the pictures bring it all to life. And I wanted to make sure that children have a positive picture about themselves. I wanted to show them some kind of identification. I am so glad that there was the Obama, Michelle, and their children in the White House for the 8 years, representing a great Black family. So I wanted to make sure, with this book, I wanted to make sure that every little girl, every little boy, every little Black girl and Black boy reading that book, they might develop a sense of pride in their Blackness. Especially Black people living in Western countries. And I mean, in Africa, it's never an issue being Black. So Black is for us the norm. it's what we live every day. So it doesn't matter. No one sees it. But if you live in Western countries, Europe, US, I think even Asia, or even Australia, you are confronted with race. You are identified as Black, and Black carrying so much luggage, so many stereotypes with them, and most of these stereotypes are so negative. I wanted that little girl, that little boy to know that they can take pride in being Black. Being Black is not bad. Take pride in that identity. And I wanted to make sure that children take pride in being Black. Yes. The third thing that I wanted to achieve with this book is to tell a little bit of the African stories. When I was young, my mom would tell us so many different African fairy tales whenever she was making my hair or cutting my brother's hair, or I was combing her hair, or anytime we ever sat down with my mother, she would always start to tell us fairy tales they were really interesting, some funny, some sad, and it was such a great experience for us children. Every time we sat down, it was like, wow, Mama will tell us a story. And when I look at the world today, that got kind of lost, you know. We all became a little bit work-oriented, school-oriented. It's just more about activity. There is so many other things going on that this storytelling kind of disappeared. And most of these stories are not written anywhere. They were just narrated from generation to generation. So I thought, while I'm at it, I can as well share with the world one of the many fairy tales that my mother would tell us. So at the end of the book, one of the stories, one of the three stories is a story time, and in this story time there is an African fairy tale, embodied in it. So yeah, and this will bring a little bit of a cultural enlightenment to the community, whether it's in a Black community or a white community. Whoever buys this book, there will be some enlightenment, some lesson. It's funny, and it's also it's funny but also educative, and it has there is always some lesson to learn after an African fairy tale. So I really hope that I will achieve at least one of these goals. If I were to reach one little Black girl in the world, I would be good. I would have achieved what I wanted. If I were just to share if I were just to share one of my mother's stories with the world, that would be a great thing for me. So I just hope this book achieves at least one of my goals. If you got a little curious and you want to get yourself a copy, I will leave the link in the description box. Just go there, click on it, and it will come. I have it both in paperback and in ebook. Just go get what is comfortable for you. I can say for children, the paperback is always better, comfortable. They can just look at the pictures, they can read it again and again. And yeah, if you buy it, don't forget just to give me a comment. Let me know how you thought, what you would have done differently if you liked it, and what you liked about the book. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much for watching this far. Don't forget to go get the book at the description box. Thank you so much. Have a great week. Blessed. Stay safe. Stay home. Be blind to house. And I hope this crisis will soon be over. And I will see you tomorrow. Till then, please stay safe. Ciao.